just give me I know Lauren's background is very stellar. Could you tell us a little bit about you and your involvement with the case and actually what the links is?
Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Kia Spinks. I am an attorney. I have a practice primarily in Northern Virginia with an office located in Burke. I am a general practitioner that I consider myself, and I've been practicing law for about 7 years. I'm a trial attorney. I'm in court about 80% of the time, and I litigate a lot of cases. The Links organization, and this is actually it's a public service organization where we focus on friendship and community service. It's African American women in the community, and where I'm a part of the Links to Old Dominion chapter, which primarily serves Prince William County of Northern Virginia, where we do community service, which Jane Reynolds is actually doing today. Teaching a STEM program to elementary school students. So we do those things in the community as well as give scholarships and give back through friendship and community service.
Oh, that's great. Now I want to focus on, I'm putting my trial attorney hat on. I did a ton of criminal cases, but a good portion of my time I did civil cases. So I'm going to play a trial attorney here representing CBS Corporation, and I want either you or Lauren to respond to this.
Okay.
I understand what Lauren just said about motivations and all that, and how certain elected officials in Richmond, or at least one, was involved. But when I was a prosecutor, even civil, if a person made an allegation, whether it was involving the allegations here or any allegation, if it was just fraud, I'd always ask this question. How can I attack or buttress that person's credibility? Even if it was a witness against me, I would say, you know what would buttress their credibility, and how can I attack it? So I'm going to give you some tips here. For Meredith Watson and Dr. Tyson, if I'm a juror, because I assume you made a jury demand. I know you did. If I'm a juror, I'm going to say to myself, what is their motive to come forward and make this, what we say is a false and baseless allegation that CBS News acted with malice, reckless disregard? And here's the things that I always have been thinking about when I look at this fact pattern. I get the Tyson thing, the Dr. Tyson argument, Lauren. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But for Meredith Watson, I've always said this. My understanding is after this alleged incident, she made consistent statements to not only the then student, Justin Fairfax, but to friends at the time that, yes, I was assaulted and raped. That's what she said. So if I'm doing discovery in this case, and this is a civil case, all right? And by the way, every time there's a civil litigation, even criminal, Judge T.S. Ellis III, he's like a father to me, had a lot of trials, and actually Justin, I'll call him Lieutenant Governor. The Lieutenant Governor and I had a trial in front of T.S. Ellis III. Asked the Lieutenant Governor. It was a very hard case. Samir Ibasevich was the defendant. And Judge Ellis always said this, Lauren and Kia. Voltaire was a French Enlightenment writer, big critic of the papacy, big freedom of speech and religion guy. And he lived from 1694 to 1778. But Judge Ellis always quoted him for the following. Voltaire always said, quote, "I was never ruined but twice. Once when I lost the lawsuit and once when I won." Unquote. And when you all filed this lawsuit, I thought of Voltaire, because if you win, you could make the argument that it's almost a Pyrrhic victory, because civil discovery is going to be tremendous, because you get to look at their witnesses through depositions, interrogatories, and all that, but they also have the right to do depositions of your people, including the Lieutenant Governor. But here's my point about Watson. How are you going to get over the consistent statements that she made shortly after this alleged incident?
Well,
first of all, let's be real. She's accused two men of rape, Gene. Corey Maggette in 1999, apparently, and that was reported by the New York Times on February 13, 2019. And now Justin. There's zero evidence for either case. Okay, so the Corey Maggette thing, the Corey Maggette rape allegation just sort of disappeared in the thin air. And now Nancy Erica Smith and Miss Watson don't want to talk about that. It came up in a weird way on CBS, and they never really actually said his name. There's no proof of that. Miss Watson says that she told a dean at Duke University at the time. Coach K was asked about all of this because, of course, Corey Maggette was a basketball player at Duke. And there was no proof that Miss Watson had said anything to a dean. And on top of all of that now, they've seen the court case. Obviously, Nancy Erica Smith has read this court case, read the letter to the district attorney in Durham about the third person in the room that Miss Watson didn't bring up. And they don't deny that, Gene. They're not denying that there was a third person. They're not denying there was a relationship with somebody at CBS who knew the story. They're not denying any of that. They've been dead silent for months. So, Gene, if the story is true, where is Miss Watson and Nancy Erica Smith right now saying that we're crazy and we're lying? So the motivation, is stopping Justin Fairfax from becoming governor of Virginia. We never heard anything negative about Justin for years. He ran for attorney general in 2013. He was a prosecutor, federal prosecutor. We never heard anything negative about him, not a parking ticket. And all of a sudden now, on the very moment he's about to be governor of Virginia, these two come out. So the timing is extremely suspicious, and I think goes to motive, right? And
I agree. I do want to ask you this, Lauren. I do want to ask you this. In paragraph 52 of your amended complaint,
right? You
mentioned that, we could go on. We may go on a couple more minutes. You mentioned that Justin is, you imply that Justin may consider running for lieutenant governor in 2021. Even if this lawsuit is pending and not resolved, or if it is resolved, is Lieutenant Governor Fairfax considering a run for governor in 2021?
Why wouldn't he be? There's nothing proven in this case. All we have is people talking. Justin Fairfax has been the one who's wanted to have a criminal investigation and get the facts out. Nobody else. And frankly, I think the facts are going to come out. I don't think there's any fear whatsoever on our side of deposition or discovery.
Okay.
I think it should be on their side.
Well, I got to tell you this, Lauren. It's going to be one heck of a primary if the lieutenant governor is running for governor, because there was an article today in the Washington Post that former Governor Terry McAuliffe is looking at another run for governor in 2021. So we could have like 6 people running for governor.
I think, the more the merrier, Gene. I think that the public in Virginia is very intelligent. And as somebody who's been walking around with Justin a little bit, the idea that people aren't paying attention, that they don't get what's going on, that they didn't see that the timing was extremely suspicious, don't underestimate what the public is thinking out there.
Anyway, we could go. Maybe we'll have you on maybe in a couple months.
Anytime.
We got to segue to